Hi guys, my name is Pino. If you're new here, consider subscribing. In the previous video, I gave you an overview of how to solve yes, no, not given or true, false, not given question type. In this video, I'm gonna going over practice set. So I want you to show how to solve this question type if you're actually in the real exam. For this example, I have chosen reading passage number 2. So it is going to be a little bit more trickier than what you expect in reading passage number 1. So let's take a look how to answer this question type. So like always, we are going straight down to our questions, and we're gonna start right here by underlining or circling our keywords in each one of these questions. So in first question, I'm gonna mark heli because it's going to be our first keyword. Observed is our second keyword. Transit, planet Venus. Remember, keywords are the words that are nouns, verbs, adverbs, adjectives. All of these can be useful keywords for us. Now I got a question for you that here the keyword transit or planet Venus, are these useful keywords? Do you think that this is gonna help us? If yes, then to tell you that this entire passage is about Venus in transit. So these both keywords is not gonna help us. That's why I'm gonna remove these keywords, because these keywords are repetitive. So this kind of keywords is not gonna help us. So now I'm going to focus only on heli or observed. Now I have to tell you about an exception about repetitive keywords like transit and planet Venus. The exception is that if you end up finding these keywords like heli or observed, if you have found other keywords, then it makes sense to look for these keywords like transit or planet Venus. Only then. Otherwise, find these keywords first, then after, just to make sure we have found the correct matching sentence. Just to make sure for that, look for other keywords like Venus or transit. So you will see an example for that very soon. For now, just keep moving on, and let's mark keywords for next question. The next question, Lee Gentle, is our keyword because we love proper nouns. It is a name of person. Let's see anything else. Something observed. Second transit. Now, do you remember the exception though? If you end up finding these other keywords first, then it makes sense to look for other keywords around the same area in the reading passage, just to make sure that you found the right matching sentence. Then you can look for these repetitive keywords. Next, for number 3, shape, distorted, sun, pass in front of is also a keyword. For fourth, astronomers, atmosphere, toxic, and for fifth, parallax principle. These stars or Earth. So now we have all our keywords, and guys, in number 4, toxic is our main one keyword. Okay, now what I want you to do is I want you to identify the easy question from these, because I am gonna go ahead and do that one first. Do that one means easy one. So I want you to first find the easy one from these. I think do first this one, first, second and fifth, because here we have name and it's a proper noun. Here it's also a proper noun. And in last, I think we can easily find this keyword. Parallax principle, legentil, heli. These are easy keywords. That's why we first wanna start with these questions. Guys, keep in mind if you're looking for these keywords, for example, for question 1, in this case, I also want you to have other keywords in the back of your mind. So when you are scanning the reading passage, these keywords may jump out at you. You might notice, and if you end up noticing these other keywords in the reading passage, then I want you to go ahead and mark them right away, so that it will be more easier for you to answer the corresponding question later on. Now I am looking for highly observed and be gentle. So alright, let's start scanning. I'm looking for highly. So let's start scanning highly. Nothing here. Highly here. Here. So the heli word appear here. Anywhere else. So now let's scroll down and read the question. Make sure what the question sentence is saying. So the question says Halley observed one transit of the planet Venus. So we have found the keyword Halley. At this point, it makes sense to look for other keywords like observed, transit, Venus. So now I'm gonna scanning the keywords like observed or Venus transit. Here I have found my second keyword, observed, something about transit, and something about planet, something about transit. I am now scanning keyword further Venus. Guys, now I have found my other keyword, sun. Remember, sun was one of our keyword from other question, but right now I'm looking for Venus. Venus. Okay, So I haven't find our keyword Venus here. So what to do now? Now I'm gonna read this sentence. I'm gonna make sure that this is our matching sentence or not. So let's read. In November 1677, Halley observed a transit of the innermost planet Mercury from the desolate island of St. Helena in the South Pacific. So it is talking about planet, and Halley did observe a transit of the planet. In this case, it was Mercury. It was Mercury, not Venus. It didn't say anything about Venus. So down here the question says that Halley observed one transit of planet Venus. I haven't find anything about Venus yet. I know that it's saying about the passage is saying about Venus, Mercury. It's saying about Mercury here, but not about Venus. So the answer of this question might be might be not given, but I'm not sure yet, and I'm not gonna put that as my answer because I want to check other places where I have found keyword Halley. I have found Halley up here. So now I'm gonna scan this passage to see if it says anything about Halley observing a transit. So now I'm gonna scan this passage. Here I have found Halley again. So around Halley I have found my keyword Venus. So I'm gonna mark it only in this case because I have found Venus in the vicinity of other keyword Halley. That's why keyword Venus is important now. So mark this keyword here as well. Venus. Something about transit of Venus. I think we might find our answer right here, because here we have found Halley, and also I have found a mention of transit of Venus, a mention of Venus. So let's go ahead and read this. So I am going to read from here because I think this might be our matching sentence, and here we have most of our keywords, Halley, Venus, from here I mean. So let's begin. As Venus was closer to Earth, its parallax angle would be larger, and Halley worked out that by using Venus it would be possible to measure the sun's distance to one part to 500. So this has nothing to do with our question sentence. I am keep reading on. But there was as possible transit of Venus, unlike those of Mercury, are rare, occurring in the pairs roughly 8 years apart every 100 and so years. I still haven't find, but let's read ahead because it says he, so it is referring to Halley. So let's see, read. Nevertheless, he accurately predicted that Venus would cross the face of the Sun in these both years through, though he didn't survive to see either. Guys, this is our matching sentence. I'm gonna underline this. Guys, this is our matching sentence, so I underline this. Cross the face is synonym of transit. So you have to open to picking up our keywords like this. This is saying here is that Halley predicted that Venus would cross the face of the sun in these both years through. He didn't survive to see either. So did he observed? Here it says that Halley observed one transit of the planet Venus. So the answer of this question is false. Take a look, because it says that he didn't survive to see either. He actually died. He never had the chance to observe this transit. You know that he did observe transit for Mercury, like here we have read that here he observed a transit of the inner planet Mercury. We didn't find something about Venus here, so that's why we kept scanning for more keywords. So here we found our keyword down here. Guys, these questions always comes in order, that's why I'm gonna put the number right here. Right. Now let's move to the next question. And the question says, Gentil managed to observe a second Venus transit. So let's see. So the answer to question number 2 has to be found after this point, because the answer to this question number 1, it was here, so second and third has to become after it, because this question type always comes in order. So let's start scanning. Lee Gentil, here it is. Here. Remember, we are also looking for observe or second transit of Venus. Observation. Something about next transit. This might be a keyword of second transit, because down it says second Venus transit. That is going to be probably a keyword. So I have found many keywords here, so I have a feeling that we might find our answer somewhere here. So I'm going to start from here. Flying On a French warship crossing the Indian Ocean, Lee Gentil saw a wonderful transit, but the ship pinching and rolling ruled out any attempt at making accurate observation. So we know that he saw some sort of transit, but we are not sure that he saw that taking transit or not. So let's keep reading on. Undaunted, he remained south of the equator, keeping himself busy to study the island of Mauritius and this before setting off to observe the next transit in the Philippines. So now it is talking about the next transit, perhaps the second transit. So we might find our answer here, somewhere around here. So I want to keep reading on. Ironically, after traveling nearly 50,000 kilometers, his view was clouded out at the last moment, a very dispiriting experience. This is the synonym language. He says that his view was clouded out at the last moment. What does it mean? It means when he looked up in the sky, he couldn't find it or see it. He couldn't see it. So here is our matching sentence. Now I want you to compare these two sentences, this one or this one. Lee Gentil managed to observe a second Venus transit. So what do you think? Did he observe the second transit? Here it says that the next transit couldn't be observed because his vision was clouded. Here it says that his vision was clouded. So the answer is false. Our answer is false. Okay. So let's move on to question number 5. It would be easy to find because of this keyword, parallax principle. So I'm going to scan this keyword first. Here, I'm going to scan from here. Guys, can you see that I'm just scanning? I'm not reading. I'm just scanning my keyword. Here I found stars, distance, stars here, earth, okay, I think astronomers is also a keyword. Yeah, astronomers. Again here I found distance, parallax. Okay, now I'm going to read our question. The parallax principle allows astronomers to work out how far away distant stars are from the Earth. Now I'm going to start from here. The parallax principle can be extended to measure the distance to the star. If we look at star in January, when Earth is at one point in its orbit, it will seem to be in the different position from where it appears 6 months later. I think to make sure I'm reading this line as well. Knowing the width of the Earth's orbit, the parallax shift lets astronomers calculate the distance. Okay. It tells us by using parallax principle, we can measure distance to stars. We confirm here that parallax principle allows astronomers to calculate the distance between Earth and stars. That's our matching sentence. So guys, I want you to compare this matching sentence with this, our question sentence, our question statement. So what do you think the answer is? Here it says that parallax principle allow astronomers to work out how far distant stars are from Earth. And here it says that knowing the width of the star Earth's orbit, the parallax principle shift lets astronomers calculate the distance from measure the distance to the stars. Means it allows the astronomers to calculate the distance. So of course the answer is so our answer is true. So let's do our question number third. The shape of the Venus appears distorted when it starts to pass in front of the sun. Okay, the shape, first we are looking for keywords shape, distorted, stars. I'm going to look for the keywords like distorted, stars, passing front, and sun. So I am going to start from here. Because the answer to question number second is here. So the answer to question number 3 has to be in between question number second and here 5th. So I'm going to scan our keywords. Here I have found my first keyword, sun. Here it is. Here I see something about shape. Cross. You remember we were looking for cross. Now I'm going to read our question one more time. The shape of the Venus appears distorted when it starts to pass in front of sun. Okay. Okay, now I'm going to start from here. When Venus began to cross the sun's disk, it looks smeared, not circular. Okay, so here is our matching sentence. It says that the shape of the Venus appears distorted when it starts to pass in front of sun. Here the matching sentence says that when Venus begins to cross the sun's disk, it looks smeared, not circular. So the information matches, and Early astronomers suspected that the atmosphere on Venus was toxic. Okay, our keywords are astronomers, atmosphere, and toxic. After third and before fifth. Okay, so now I'm going to look for our keyword toxic. Nothing here. No. Okay, guys, have you been find keyword toxic? I didn't see anything about toxic here. Let's find atmosphere. Nothing is about atmosphere here. Here it says something about thick layer of gases. That might be something. Okay, let's read this. I think astronomers here. Here. Okay, now I'm going to read this sentence. The second problem is that Venus exhibits a halo of light when it is seen just outside the sun's disk. While this showed astronomers that Venus was surrounded by a thick layer of gases refracting sunlight around it, but effects made it impossible to obtain accurate timing. It says nothing about toxic here. Guys, I didn't find anything about toxic here. So what to do now? What is the answer is going to be? So what's the answer of this? Early astronomers suspected that the atmosphere on Venus was toxic. I haven't found something about toxic. So the answer is going to be not given. The answer is not given. We have done over all the questions. Well done, guys. So guys, this is the end of the video. If you like this video, don't forget to subscribe my channel and share this video with your friends as well.